How's it going, everyone? Welcome into the process, Crimson Tide Recruiting. I'm your host, Justin Smith, the director of recruiting and managing editor here at Touchdown Alabama. Thank you guys so much for joining me today on our YouTube channel. On this episode of the process, I want to break down the Crimson Tide's top 2026 running back targets. I'm actually going to take a look at three guys who have locked in official visits with Alabama, which is usually a typical measuring stick for how a team feels about a guy. They allow him to take an official visit. So we're going to take a look at three guys who the Crimson Tide have confirmed official visits for. Similar to what I said when breaking down the quarterback position for the Crimson Tide in this 2026 recruiting class, a target could emerge during the spring. A target could emerge during the summer. A target could emerge during the football season if a guy has a big senior season. So that is something to keep at the back of your mind when I'm breaking down these guys. That there could be a guy who the Crimson Tide like a little bit later in this recruiting cycle. That's just the nature and just the natural evolution of every recruiting class and of every recruiting cycle. But to not go on too much longer, I'm going to take a look at three guys who have already locked in official visits with Alabama. The first guy I'm going to take a look at is Derek Cooper, the five-star running back out of Florida, one of the most explosive running backs in this 2026 recruiting class. Has locked in an official visit with the Crimson Tide, as Alabama will try to get him on campus during the summer. Alabama really became a player in this recruitment when they got him on campus during the fall. They really showed him a whole bunch of love when they got him on campus during that particular visit for a game day visit. He said basically after that visit, when I had an opportunity to talk with him at the Under Armour Media Day, he said it was 100% chance that the Crimson Tide were going to get him back on campus for that or for an official visit. So he has known for several months that the Crimson Tide were in line to get an official visit from him. So this is not a huge surprise for anyone who has been following Alabama's pursuit of Cooper. And he's one of the more versatile running backs in this 2026 recruiting class, not only because of his potential to be an explosive back, also his potential to be explosive outside of the backfield with the way that he's able to catch the football out of the backfield, but also because he is a running back prospect who takes snaps on the defensive side of football. That very rarely happens when it comes to a top running back target like Cooper is considered. The Crimson Tide will get him on the campus on the weekend of June 6th to June 8th. Alabama, of course, is not the only top program involved with Derek Cooper because he is easily one of the best running backs in this 2026 class. So you're going to have to continue to recruit him if you want him on your team in the future. So Derek Cooper is a guy whose recruitment has several top programs involved, like you would expect. Auburn is involved, Texas is involved, Miami is involved, because he is easily one of the more explosive running backs in this 2026 recruiting class. Phil, Alabama is in a decent position with Cooper. That official visit on June 6th could go a long way into Alabama possibly landing one of the best running backs in this 2026 class. They are also in the running for Xavier Crowell, a guy who I feel like we probably talk about on every episode of the process, out of Jackson High School in Jackson, Alabama, has also locked in that official visit with the Crimson Tide. Crowell is a guy with really good size. We had an opportunity to see him over the weekend when we got to that 7-7-on-7 tournament, and he looked every bit of a guy who's going to be able to skip his senior season basically and enroll at the college of his choice, similar to Ryan Williams, most likely as, I guess, a 17-year-old, 5'11", 215-pound back who's every bit of that. But at 5'11", 215 pounds, he reportedly runs a 10.6 100 in the 100-meter dash, which is crazy. So along with that size and his ability to be this tough physical runner, like you guys can see, he's a guy who has speed to go along with it. And also, one of the things that he's blessed with, I feel like this is just a great opportunity for him. He plays along with Landon Duckworth, one of the top dual threat quarterbacks in the 2026 recruiting class. So he has an offense that's going to throw the football. He has a quarterback that's going to throw the football at the collegiate level. So he has an opportunity to catch the football out of the backfield, line up as a receiver like he is right now, and catch the football. That is something every top running back is not allowed to do or doesn't always get the opportunity to do. So that is something I feel like Crowell really takes advantage of with them playing alongside Duckworth in that Jackson High School backfield. Like I always say about Crowell, I think he is Alabama to lose. I think he really likes Alabama's coaching staff. There's not a program that has hosted Crowell more than the Crimson Tide's coaching staff under Kalen DeBoer. So Crowell will continue to be one of the Crimson Tide's top 2026 running back targets. Javion Osborne has recently confirmed his plans to officially visit the Crimson Tide during the summer. He will get back to Tuscaloosa on the weekend of June 6th. Alabama, I feel like they really showed him that he was a priority target for them in January when Courtney Morgan, Kalen DeBoer, the Crimson Tide's running back coach Robert Gillespie, and the Crimson Tide's defensive back coach Maurice Lindquist made a trip to Texas. I had an opportunity to catch up with Osborne after they visited him. And this is what he said. He said the visit was big time, being able to speak to everybody he needed to get an understanding of where he was at, basically how Alabama felt about him. And he's left that meeting feeling like it was clear he was a priority for the Crimson Tide. He also spoke highly about what he's going to be looking for in the future, but also what he's going to be looking forward to seeing when he visits the Crimson Tide, saying he's looking forward to continuing to build his relationship with Alabama's coaching staff, including their running backs coach Robert Gillespie. He really wants to see how Gillespie coaches and see how the Alabama offense fits him, how he could possibly fit into the Tide's offensive attack, saying the biggest thing with him is that he wants to be developed. So he's going to be looking at the programs that he's considering when he gets to Tuscaloosa for that official visit, and possibly during the spring, which is something he said he's considering as well. He's going to get to Tuscaloosa and look at the program and say, yo, how can I fit into Alabama's offensive attack? Like, are they the right team for me in terms of me being this explosive running back, quick, very explosive, quick twitch, a guy with great change of direction. He's difficult to take down the open field, and he's exciting to watch as well. When you look at Osborne, what he brings to the table at about 5'9", 195 pounds, just a quick, explosive runner, just like I said, crazy change of direction ability with his quick cuts that he's able to make, and like seems to be able to make a cut on the dime. But those are the three prospects I wanted to take a look at on this episode of The Process. Like I said earlier, the Crimson Tide could have other targets that emerge a little bit later in this 2026 recruiting class, but these are the guys who they want to get on campus as soon as possible for official visits. A group of 3 guys who Alabama would love to have in Tuscaloosa. Of course, like every other recruiting cycle, and these guys looking at which school they want to attend and looking at their opportunities to play. All 3 are definitely not coming into Tuscaloosa, although the Crimson Tide may consider that all 3 of them wanted to come. So that's why you got to recruit so many guys in each recruiting class. But right now, these are 3 of their top targets. Maybe a guy who locks in an official visit here and confirms it with us here at Touchdown Alabama over the next week or so. We will provide that content with you guys, whether it is on our site or whether it is on this episode, another episode of The Process. But that will do it for this episode. Thank you guys so much for joining me today. Be sure to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button as well. Subscribers, hit the notification bell, be notified and drop content on our YouTube channel. As always, I am Justin Smith, the Director of Recruiting and Managing Editor for Touchdown Alabama. Process.